Right. Let's go. Welcome everyone to the very first episode of the Now or Never podcast. And I'm going to be totally honest with you and want to keep this as authentic as possible and just be straight up with you. I completely and utterly overthought this whole process. I thought, what am I going to do for the very first episode? Who could I get on here to talk about self-improvement? There was so much going on in my head. Oh, I need to get proper lights. I need to do this. I need to do that. Then I remembered, I don't have any subscribers on here. This is the first ever episode. If you've came across me on TikTok, maybe for one of two pages, I've just recently started the Now or Never TikTok page. And I've also had a page where I talk about my football team, which has done pretty well. It's got about 37,000 followers on it. But I am starting fresh here. I am starting fresh. And I completely and utterly overthought it. And I thought, I need to get this right. I need to get that right. When you look at podcasts now, when you see the studios, they all look the same. And I thought, why not just put the camera in front of you? I don't ever script anything. Well, just put the camera in front of you and introduce yourself. So listen, let me introduce myself. My name's Mark. I am from the Highlands of Scotland. And I went on a personal development journey, a personal self-improvement journey years ago, and it absolutely 100% changed my life. I don't want to go into all the nooks and crannies and why I went on that self-improvement journey just yet. I just want to come on here. I want to introduce myself. I just want to give a wee bit of a backstory. But when I say a wee bit of a backstory, I don't want to go right in depth with it because I think it'd just be a wee bit too much in the first one. So I just want to kind of introduce myself and tell you a rough sort of idea on why I went on this self-improvement journey and what I feel like self-improvement has done for me and how it can benefit you. Because I'm not going to come on here and pretend to be some sort of guru. I'm not going to come on here and pretend to you, if you go on this self-improvement journey, it will completely and utterly change your life. You're going to be a multi-millionaire. Wow. That depends whether you want to be a multi-millionaire. Maybe you're not on here because you want to be a multi-millionaire. You just want to change different things in your life. Maybe the way that you think and the outlook that you have in life is a sort of negative outlook to have in life. Believe me, I get it. I understand. I had that sort of negative outlook in life for a long, long time. That's why I knew I had to make changes. But ultimately, one of the biggest things for me was I needed to change my life in the way that I thought. And my circumstances, and I don't mean the circumstances of my family. I have a wife, I have kids who are all amazing, and I've got a great life and always have done in that respect. But for me, I felt like I was kind of stuck just doing the things that you're supposed to do as a father, as a husband. You get up 7 o'clock, be at work for 8, do your work, go home for 5, go home, see the wife, see the kids, sleep, do the same again the next day. And then it's just a cycle. And it becomes that. It becomes that cycle. And I got to the point where I was sick of the cycle. I was sick of being that person that just done what everybody else does, because I knew fine well that when I was younger, I had so many things that I wanted to achieve in my life. And I'm not putting down to not achieving them down to anybody else. It's all on me. This is what, if you can take anything away from this first episode, it's generally to take away from it that this is all on you. The world that you created for yourself is all on you. Stop blaming everybody else for the circumstances or the environment that you're in. Whatever that environment is and whatever you're not happy about, you can change it. And if you're not changing it, it's because you choose not to. Now that sounds a bit harsh, but that's the truth. And that was the harsh truth I had to tell myself, was that when you're walking about this world with your face tripping you, it's not everybody else's problem. It's not everybody else's problem that you're not happy with the way that you're living your life. This is a you thing. That's the harsh reality of it. And self-improvement, that is why you go on a self-improvement journey. What is self-improvement, and how do you go on this journey that you keep on hearing me and other people going on about? How I went on it was, first of all, I had to admit to myself about the things that didn't suit me or the things that I did not like about myself. By the way, that ain't an easy process. Because when you actually sit there and take some time out and really be in the moment, and I had a notepad and a pen and wrote down, okay, I'm just going to write down here things that I don't like about myself that I want to change. Wow. I could not believe how much stuff I wrote down there. I could not believe it. The things that I didn't like about myself. And believe me, some things are hard to look at. And look at them. Write them down. Don't just think it, because it's when you write it down. When you write it down and you see it, wow. And listen, I'm not the finished article. Not 100% I'm not. And that's what I said. I ain't going to come, I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be open with you. I am not the finished article. I still have many things that I need to work on. One would be road rage. My wife will tell you that. But I have got many things that I need to work on. And what I started to realize through the whole personal development, the whole self-improvement and growth side of things, was that a lot of the time I was searching to be perfect, to get it right every single time. And that put a lot of stress on me. A lot of stress on me. That I wanted to do something but I just didn't know how to get there, and that put so much stress. And then when I started doing things and if it wasn't perfect, it would stress me out and I'd feel like a failure. Soon started to realise, and it's something that I live by, is that if you're looking for perfection, you'll be looking your whole life. Because it does not exist. I found that out. And you shouldn't want it to exist. You shouldn't want to be perfect. Because your failures and the times that you fuck up in life is the times that you learn. And if you're not learning, that's where the issue is. If you're still mucking up and doing things wrong repeatedly over and over and over and over and over again, then self-improvement's probably not for you. You need to go and see a fucking doctor. I ain't no use to you. But when you can realise, and when you can sit down with yourself, write down in a pen and a bit of paper the things you don't like about yourself. Because this is something that when you go and see a therapist, they'll say to you, but what do you like about yourself? Well, I don't really like anything. You must like something about yourself. What do you like about yourself? Write down the things that you don't like. That'll be a lot easier. And then when we know the things that we don't like, we can start working on these things individually. I'm telling you now, I had like 2 or 3 bits of A4 paper of things that I didn't like about myself. And as I said, I've been on this self-improvement journey for about 6 years now. There's still things there that I need to work on. But I also realise now that's fine. That's all right. We're human. We're human. That's all right to be like that. That's all right that you're not perfect. What's even better is that you understand that these elements in your life ain't good for you. So let's work on them. That's what self-improvement's all about. This isn't just a quick fix. This isn't just, if I do this for 6 months, then that's it. The world's going to be rosy. I'm going to be good. No. This is a commit to a whole goddamn lifetime of this. About constantly getting better, growing, learning. This whole life is a learning process. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, because we don't know if we walk out the door tomorrow what's going to happen. Tomorrow's not a certainty. Tomorrow is not a certainty. And as you get older, you start to realise that a wee bit more. Because when you're younger, you don't really think like that, do you? You can't think like that. As much as it is true, you can't think like that. And I still believe that the older I am. I'm 40 now. To some people, I'm a baby. To some people, I'm old as balls. Right? But I understand that this life, now at 40, I understand that if I've got another half of that, so if I live to 80, say, and by the way, I'll be lucky, but if I live to 80, then I've probably got about 20 years of that I'm going to be physically able to do the things that I want to do. After that, starts going downhill big time. But after that, then I'm probably not going to be as able. That's just the fact of it. Still be able to do stuff. I'll be like 60. Still be able to do stuff. Of course I will be. I just won't be as able, because I understand that at 40, I'm not as able to do things that I could have done when I was 20. So 20 years on, and now I'm 40, I know that another 20 years that the things that I can do now, I will not be able to do then. Everything has a shelf life. And at this point in time, in my 40s, I've still got a hell of a lot more to work on. As I said, I'm not on here. I'm not going to pretend to you. I'm not that guy out there. I'm not that guru who you see definitely now in January who are trying to sell you things or give you a course that they're trying to, I don't know, whatever the course is about or the product that they're selling, and they're standing in front of a Lamborghini, especially right now. I will show you how to make an online business and you can live a life like me, and they're standing in front of this Lamborghini that they've rented for the day. That's not real life. Real life is tough. Real life is hard. And improving and growing as a person and changing your mindset, because believe me, you've lived your whole life with this same mindset, and now you've got to completely and utterly turn it around. It ain't easy. So if you're here and you're listening to this type of thing, you think it's going to be easy, turn off. Because it's not. And through these podcasts, I will get people who are on a similar journey, who are on a self-improvement journey, who have succeeded in their life by implementing different things into their life and having a good mindset. Because it gets you everywhere. I know where it's got me in the last 6 years. Just briefly, I was a guy that always wanted to start his own business. But self-sabotage completely stopped that. Just me telling myself that that's not a reality for me. I was a guy that worked paycheck to paycheck. Struggled every month. Got by. Like a lot of people who are watching this. Work paycheck to paycheck. They're struggling, but they get by. They still provide for their kids and their family, but there's not much left. I know that feeling. That feeling's shit. You've got some pals who maybe don't have families and they're going, let's do a holiday, let's go out for dinner, let's go and grab a pint, and you can't afford it. Because you go to work 9 till 5 or 8 till 4 or 8 till 5. You do that every day. You get your weekend off. You might go to the pub for 2 or 3 pints with your pals. Stick a bet on in the bookies. Go home. Sunday, rest day, chill out day. Back to work Monday. And that just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. And that's life to you. But really you want more than that. So when people tell you money doesn't make the world go round, I understand what they're saying. But anybody who's watching this, 100% want to earn more money. We all do. Everybody does. But you're stuck in that rut that you feel like you can't earn more money. Now that doesn't mean building a business. Maybe that means getting a promotion in the company that you're with. You can do it. 100% you can do it. I was always of the way I can't do that. Now I earn a month what I earn a year. Every month. I don't do it, or don't come on here to say that, to brag, to show off. It ain't about that. It ain't about that. It was going on a self-improvement journey and knowing my worth and putting in all the hard work. And believe me, I am still putting in the hard work because I am not quite at that stage where I can sit back, chill out. Don't know if I'll ever get to that stage. There will be a stage that I want to take more time. But I completely and utterly changed my whole life through changing my mindset. As I said, I'm not a guru. I don't pretend to be. But I know what it done for me. And I want to tell you my experiences and what it done for me in the hope that maybe it resonates a little bit with yourself. And then you can start building a different life for yourself. Because you absolutely can. Listen, thank you very much for joining me on this first episode. As I said, I want to get people on here who have went through something similar or have been successful, because a lot of successful people, it's about a mindset. It's all about a mindset. But thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me ramble on this very first episode. Please hit that like and subscribe button. It would really, really help to project this channel further and further. As I said, if you're watching this and you've not subscribed, because I don't have any, if you could do me a favour and hit the subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. But listen, hit like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys on the next episode. And I definitely will be doing the next episode pretty soon. And I'm going to look into getting more people on here to share their experiences. Hit like and subscribe, guys. Thank you very much. And I'll see you again soon. And remember, it's now or never. Take it easy.